Hello, and welcome to The Discriminating Gamer, the board game review show that once got To Kill a Mockingbird confused with The Day of the Jackal, and thought that an English assassin was attempting to take down Atticus Finch before Boo Radley could shut down the OAS in Algeria. My name is Cody. Say, kids, do you like entomology? The study of bugs? Well, the crew at Upper Deck does, because they just made a brand new deck-building game called Legendary Encounters Firefly. It's all about bugs and how they interact with the ecosystem. What's that? Firefly was a TV show. It was on for 14 episodes, and then it was canceled. Oh, but they made a movie. But the movie didn't do well commercially. Nathan Fillion went on to star in Castle.
On up like a big hot air balloon. Higher and higher, the hotter the fire must be in this empty room. People seem to hold their breath as I walk on inside. Screws almost hit me 'cause I'm going crazy, but everyone steps aside. And it's so cool to be alone. And I feel that I have found a home inside the devil's tomb.
Legendary Encounters Firefly from Upper Deck for 1 to 5 players is, of course, the latest Legendary game to come out, along with the Big Trouble in Little China game that just came out this year as well. But this is Legendary Encounters. So this is the same system that we saw in Legendary Encounters Alien, Legendary Encounters Predator. But with Legendary Encounters Firefly, of course, we've got some new and unique rules and some different ideas going on. Now, if you want to know how to play some of these other games, the basic idea of Legendary, there's plenty of videos out there. I've done several. You can check one of those earlier videos to see how basically a Legendary game works. But here I'm going to talk about the things that make this game unique. Now, in the Aliens version, the Predator version, you choose an avatar that you are going to play. Here, you choose an avatar too, and what's interesting about that is that kind of determines what the other cards are going to be in your hero deck. For instance, if you're going to play Mal, Mal's hero deck cards are not going to come out. Rather, it's going to be somebody else's, because you're playing Mal, and then the other cards are going to come out that aren't Mal, obviously. But you're a main hero, the other people that are playing your main hero, and you may have main heroes that are like in the game that aren't necessarily going to come out either. It sounds kind of kooky, but it works, trust me. Now, this game revolves around the episodes, the TV episodes of Firefly. And what you do is you have various episode decks. Now, you get these episode decks, and you're going to do, each game is going to be 3 episodes. You're playing 3 episodes. Each episode have their own unique objectives. You put an objective card there so you know what the objective is for that particular episode. And then you put other things in that deck. You're going to put side missions in the deck. And these are some kind of fun things you can do to kind of gain various advantages during the game. But you're also going to put in, at the bottom of the deck, inevitable cards. More on that later. Now, for your hand, you get, of course, Shiny, which is the kind of your currency to recruit. You also get Misbehave, which is your attack. And these are your basic starter cards. But you're also going to get a talent card. Now, this is very interesting, because you're going to get talents, and instead of getting wounds when bad things happen, you're going to get flaws. And so how that works is, on your avatar, it's going to say what your talent is and what your flaw is. And every time you draw a talent, you get to draw another card. But you can also spend the talent card, put it back in the talent pile in order to do some kind of unique or fun or interesting ability. For instance, Mal's is you can spend that to let 2 other players draw cards. But your flaws, when they come up, they're going to have a negative ability. Again, I think Mal's is you add another episode card to the verse, which slides everything. I think Zoe's is the last card in the verse kind of slides down into the combat zone where you got to fight it. So there's some very cool things with these talent and flaw cards that are very kind of thematic, because it gives your hero, your avatar, advantages, but it also gives them drawbacks too, and it's very cool mechanic. Now, also, too, you have to worry about the ship, because unlike the Alien game or the Predator game, you don't just take individual hits. The ship can take hits. Now, if you take hits, you have a possibility to become healed. You can heal players who are temporarily out of the game if of course, their strikes equal their health. They're temporarily out of the game, but they can come back into the game. But you're going to get ship strikes too. You may be attacked by other ships, and you've got kind of a row of spaces for your ship strike cards, and your ship can take damage, and that can alter the way you play the game too. And some very nasty things can come out in that ship strike deck. Now you've got the various objectives that are going to come out in the game. Now, as soon as you get the objectives, you're going to end the episode. And that means once all the objectives are completed for an episode, the episode is over. You clean up, you take all the cards that are out there, face up, face down, and they're out of the game. And you know the episode is over because the last card in every episode is going to be that inevitable card. And that inevitable card is going to have a different color back, so you know that's there. The inevitable card is something that's really kind of dangerous, and it's kind of a timer. And if ever that inevitable card comes out, if you haven't completed your objectives and that inevitable card comes out and kind of starts to slide across the deck, you don't keep adding cards. You just let it go. Once it arrives in the combat zone, everybody's got to endure a strike from that inevitable card. Once that's done, the episode is over. So you don't even necessarily have to get the first 2 episodes, complete the objectives in the first 2 episodes. You can still hang in there. Now, during the course of an episode, you may have some of those side missions that are really kind of thematic, but they also provide you opportunities to get credits, and credits are things you can spend to heal the ship, to buy upgrades. You can actually make Serenity more powerful, more efficient. But you can take care of all that stuff during the intermission, and then you begin the next mission, and the whole thing goes over again. You get through the second mission. You have another intermission, then you go through the third. If you can survive through the third episode, then you win that game of Legendary Encounters Firefly. So this game, of course, is a lot like the other Legendary Encounters games, the Aliens, the Predator game. You've got the cards coming at you in the episode deck face down. You can scan them to see what they are. And so again, it's very much like those earlier Legendary Encounters games. Of course, there's a lot of keywords that are familiar. You got the coordinate ability, which is really cool and really makes the game more cooperative, where somebody, if they have a card you need, you can use coordinate to essentially give them either that attack or that recruit, and then they get to draw another card. And so I really like coordinate ability. That was one of my favorite innovations with the Alien game, and it works really well here as well. Really feels cooperative, and you're really working together. And there's also some pretty interesting keywords. I know one of Patience's thugs has got this one. He's like a sniper. He's got something called stationary, which means he doesn't move. Once he's revealed, other cards move over him. And he's also got a ranged attack. So if he's in the verse and he's face up, he's shooting you, and you're drawing strike cards. You got to take that guy down. He's nasty. But there's some fun and innovative things like that as well going on here with the keywords. So that is essentially it. That's essentially the big differences in this one as compared to the other ones. Like I say, it plays much more like a Legendary Encounters game, like the Aliens and the Predators game, than it does like the Marvel game and the Big Trouble in Little China game, which is very similar to the Marvel game. So let me just say, first of all, the talent and the flaw cards, I really like those. They're very thematic, but I really like the way they kind of tailor bad things and good things to your character. I think that is really a lot of fun, and I think it's just you never know what other people's bad things are or what their good things are. I mean, I guess you can read them, you can find out, but you're in the middle of a game and then somebody says, "Well, I got to do this." It's like, but that screws us, you know. And same thing where you do something good. It's like, oh yeah, we got that, you know. Really fun stuff like that. One of my favorite things too of this game is I love the fact that you get the individual crew strikes that hurt you, but then you get the ship strikes too, and so you're trying to figure, well, I don't want to die, but man, if I die, I can come back. But if the ship's gone, we lose the game. So you gotta try to work on that too. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. I really like the side missions, too, because, again, very thematic. You know, you're seeing things from the TV series. If you like the TV series, you'll recognize all these things that are popping up, and that's a lot of fun. But also, too, it gives you opportunities to earn credits. It gives you, you're kind of on the ropes a lot in this game. You're thinking, should I do this, should I do this? And, yeah, I can probably make a side mission work, and that's going to benefit us in a lot of ways. I really, really, really like that. That's a lot of fun. I like the idea that when you get the avatars, the characters you're not playing end up being the characters you're going to recruit. I think that's just a very fun and when you think about a very obvious way you should be playing these games, and I think that's so cool. And I think maybe that's in Alien, the characters you're playing are kind of generic, so that kind of answers that question. But I really like that, how that works here. It just makes so much thematic sense to me. Well, as you can probably tell, I love this game. I mean, I love this game. I got to think about it, because for a long, long time, I've thought that the Legendary Alien Encounters was my favorite Legendary game. I love the Marvel. I like the Predator. I like the Predator, how you can do a cooperative and a competitive. I really like that. But there's something about the Alien game. I love the theme of the Alien game, and it was scary. I mean, to me, the Alien game felt like a horror game. It really did. And what I like about this one is, again, it's the theme. I loved Firefly, the TV show. I thought it was great, and I will lend my voice to that great chorus that says it was killed too soon. It was taken from us too soon. That's a show that should have been on the air for 6 or 7 seasons. We should have more movies. I mean, it's just a great, wonderful, brilliant TV show, and I loved it. And I love the way this game doesn't just say it's a Firefly game and has a few pictures of spaceships, and then it's something off in left field like so many games were a long time ago with IPs. This is a game that just immerses you in the Firefly IP. And if you like Firefly, you're going to love this game. If you've never heard of Firefly and you play this, you're going to like it. I don't know you'll like it as much, but you'll like it because it's a fun game. It's an intense game. It is a hard game. This is a hard game. Cooperative games should be hard. They should be very difficult, and this one is. But man, it's fun. Really, really love this game. There's something about these Legendary games that when I'm playing these cooperative Legendary games that I just think they're some of the best cooperative games out there, and they're just awesome. Upper Decks hit it out of the park with Firefly. This may replace Aliens as my favorite Legendary game. I got to play it some more. I got to think about it some more. But this may replace Legendary Aliens. Legendary Encounters Aliens is my favorite Legendary game. And believe me, my friends, that is saying something, because I love me some Legendary Encounters Aliens. So, the Discriminating Gamer's recommendation for Legendary Firefly is unequivocally 100% buy this game. Take care of it. Marry it. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. We are The Discriminating Gamer, and I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I think every TV series ought to have a former cast member of Barney Miller as part of the ensemble. I just think that should be government mandated.
Please somebody help me on my feet again, and I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I'll be dying. Once a year I wind up in the band.
So I'm going to use my chainsaw.